this is take like 527. Let's hope we can get through this one without my sister calling me, the dog's burping, tripping over the tripod for the camera. Yay, if anything else goes wrong, we're rolling with it, okay? Because it's been a busy month for me. I hope you've had a joyful May or are having a joyful May. I have been busy. I have a lot to share, but not all of it is knitting. And as I go through, you'll probably understand why. But hi, if you're new here, my name is Sarah. I am a knitter and independent yarn dyer in the southwest of England. I have an Etsy shop where you can buy my hand-dyed yarn, which is Knitty Bee Yarn. And if you don't already, you are welcome to follow me on Instagram. I am Sarah Knitty Bee there. Yeah, it's been a busy one. So I have joined a spinning, weaving and yarn dyeing guild, which is amazing fun. First meeting I went to was all about dyeing with acid dyes, which is what I do when I dye yarn. So that was brilliant to go and share and teach and, well, just show people how to dye yarn using acid dyes and how it works, and hopefully have inspired some of my fellow guild members to take that up or have a go at doing that. I have also been training to become a beekeeper, which is absolutely amazing fun. It's another expensive hobby, but hey ho, bees are good for the planet. So, and you know, they are so interesting, and they'll make me honey. So, you know, that's always good. My work, my day job has also changed slightly. I've started therapy. Not the biggest fan of it, but hey, you know, gotta work out these mental things that go through my heads at times. So I'm doing that, which means I've changed my working hours on a Friday to accommodate that, which eats into my knitting time, and the work that I'm doing on a daily basis in my day job has also changed somewhat, for the better for me, thoroughly enjoying it, but it does mean that I also can't sit and knit whilst I am working. So that is everything that has gone on for me, a very brief roundup thereof. But that's why it's interfered with my knitting time. So I'm not going to have a lot to show you today, but I do have some other bits and bobs to share. One finished item, one that I'm currently in the process of working on. And when I say working on, not really working on it, because I keep playing with my houseplants and bees. But houseplants does take us into for the god or goddess for whom the month of May is named after. It is both a Greek and Roman goddess this month, so one of the few goddesses, and this one is Maya, or Maya, M-I-A, no, M-A-I-A is how it's spelled. I'll stick it down here. And she is the goddess of plants. And one of the things that has been filling my time and filling me with joy this month has been playing with my houseplants. If you follow me on Instagram, you would have seen what I have done with a few of my orchids, but I'll put pictures in around here as well so that you can see what I've done. Normally I propagate my spider plant, which is this big one just here, and I also propagate my aloe vera. I have also this month been propagating my jade plant, which is that one just there, also known as a money tree, so waiting to see how that gets on. And I also have, I think it's supposed to be a Christmas cactus, except for the fact that I can tend to get it to flower in October and June, so let's call it a seasonally flowering cacti, and I'm trying to propagate that as well. But you're not here to listen to me talking about what I'm doing with my plants. How does the month of May, the goddess of plants, fit with knitting? Very easily, we can knit with plant fibres. cotton, linen, bamboo, flax. I have in my Etsy shop a 50-50 wool and cotton blend base that you can pick from for certain colorways. And my plants have actually influenced my latest colorway to go into my Etsy shop this month. But with what I have been knitting and what I am wearing, which is knitted, this is my Rejiggerate Tee by the Woolly Badger. So it's supposed to have frilly sleeves. I don't do frills, so I didn't bother putting sleeves on. I could have put some capped sleeves on, but I have discovered, especially with my finished project this month, I'm a process knitter. No, I'm a project knitter. I don't like mistakes, and I will frog back a short way if I need to correct a mistake, but otherwise I want that item at the end. So when I knit this, which is a stripy tee, sorry you can't see a lot of it because I'm wearing my dungarees, but it's green and grey stripes. You've got lace work in some panels, and some short row shaping when you start. So on my left hip there's a nice big wave of this pattern across my hip, goes into some stripes, and then you get the stripes that create as you go through. So this is a really lovely pattern, and just a really nice wear for summer months. It's much better wearing this in 20-degree heat than it is wearing a bee suit. But it's definitely worth wearing the bee suit because I don't want to get stung, and also bees are cool. So I keep saying I do apologise. Let's get that out of my head. But if you don't mind and are happy to continue watching, later in the year there will also be bee content mixed in with this. And I will pop some pictures in of the plants that I have been propagating and what I've been doing with those, in reverence to the goddess of plants. But let's get on to my finished project that I completed this month. It's taken me about 2 months to knit, and that is this, which is my huge big Cozi Cardi. It's an Andrea Mowry pattern, and it is ginormous. Big dolman sleeves. As always, there was a few differences in how the pattern is written compared to what I knit. So first of all, it's 4-ply yarn. The main colourway here is my dragon scale colourway. So for the main body is on my 75-25 merino base. For the cuffs, which I went a bit darker on this one because I got carried away throwing dye in the pot, but this is on my BFL nylon 75-25, and that's because I wear my watch on this wrist and it has a habit of catching, so I wanted something a bit more hard wearing on my cuffs. And then the collar is this beautifully soft Surrey alpaca from the Camel's yarn, and this is in her colour Intertidal. So this is going to be far too warm to wear during the summer months, but this is going to be a perfect snuggle up cozy on the sofa in the colder months. Just, you know, nice and squishy inny. So just wrap yourself up and happy days. The collar is not knit as long as it should be because I'm not going to lie, I got bored because I'm a project knitter, and going backwards and forwards with lace weight over 480 stitches or something like that, I was like, oh, can this hurry up and be finished already? So I knit it a few inches short. I did, however, I was a good girl. I did do my I-cord bind off, as Andrea had written in the pattern. So I did that. And the other little modification I made is I read the pattern and it says for the cuffs, do it in 2x2 rib. So I knit it in 1x1 rib. Don't really know why. I got part way through and I was like, oh, that's supposed to be 2x2. Never mind. So I'd done it on one, did it on the other. But yeah, this, as you can see here, really nice. You can see the blues and the greens within this colourway. And I think I like the darker one more because it is more jewel toned and that's what I wanted from it. So available in my Etsy shop should you be so inclined to make a purchase. And I will say now, my brain is all in a jumble because I'm excited about bees. I'm going to be buying my hive tomorrow, flat pack, which is great because me and my sister, who I'm buying the hive with, so me and my older sister are doing a beekeeping course. We are going in on a hive together that's going to live in my back garden. So yeah, so she interrupted my last attempt at filming this to discuss costs and other things that she'd found, that she'd looked at. So I'm buzzing for that, pun intended. Ba-boom. I know, bad one. So yeah, but as I was saying, with my brain being scrambled and all over the place, I still have in my Etsy shop, and I will continue to have, the discount code so that if you spend more than £70 on hand-dyed yarn, which normally equates to about 4 skeins, to make buying hand-dyed yarn more size inclusive, more size friendly, there is still 10% off, and I'm going to continue running that through the year. So if you do want to knit yourself a big Cozi Cardi ready for the colder months, then you can pick up your hand-dyed there. What I am, when I say working on, what I'm currently picking up to knit when I am knitting is a baby blanket. Now, I don't know if you watched a couple of months ago, I was working on doing some cabled pattern design for a blanket. I put it down to work on other things, mainly that cardigan that took me 2 months to knit. And when I come to pick it back up again, I decided that I didn't really want to carry on knitting that. So I frogged it and I've gone to my standard trusty honeycomb blanket. Yes, I know it's also bee themed with honeycomb, but I will, when the hive's up and running, show you proper honeycomb. It's amazing stuff. But this is a free pattern that I found on Ravelry probably 7 or 8 years ago. So I don't know who it's by. I don't think it's in my pattern library, but I will see if I can find and link below the pattern that I'm using for this. But this is being knit on my 5mm Chalgu needles, which is a US size 8. It's in DK weight, and this is just a salmon pinky, orangey pinky colour. So that's the front. As you can see, getting a bit of a way through, and that's the back, which I still think is a very nice pattern. Ignore my end there that I need to weave in, but this is what I'm currently working on in between playing with plants and bees and all of that fun stuff, and plenty of dog walks and enjoying the outside. I think in this past week we've had National Mental Health Awareness Week. Yesterday was World Bee Day, because there is a day all devoted to bees. So I've not done, as you can see, a great amount of knitting, although considering I did frog what was on the first ball of this yarn and I'm onto my second already, I think that is some good progress. So maybe I shouldn't be too hard on myself. And when it gets warm outside, I don't know about you guys, but I'm less inclined to knit, or at least heavy stuff with DK weight. But yeah, what have you guys been knitting on or making or enjoying this month? With my focus being a lot on my plants, I did take inspiration from my plants, from my orchids, for my latest colourway. So we have here my orchid colourway. This is inspired by the colours of my orchids. So we've got yellows, greens, pinks, because those are the main colours of my orchids. This is on my 75-25 merino nylon base. So as you can see, a nice light summery colourway. I think I'm going to, I know this year was supposed to be all about Andrea Mowry and different designers for me, but I do keep coming back to Woolly Badger because I love her patterns. She lets me test knit for her, which is brilliant. And I think I have decided that I am going to knit another one of her day off badge tees with this. But one thing I did do is when I was playing around with this colourway, I have a bag of random yarn wool that we don't know what base it is, so what animal fibre, well, it's wool, it's animal fibre, but I don't know what blend it is, I don't know what weight it is. So I dyed it upon that one as well, and as you can see the difference between the two, with this one being a lot lighter, I'm going to say this one is a non-superwash. It is quite woolly in texture. There you go, you can see the halo that you're getting off it, but it is still nice and soft. Not sure what I'm going to knit with it, or if I am going to knit with it. It's not in my Etsy shop because it's a different, there's only 3 skeins of it. I don't know if all 3 skeins are exactly the same fibre content. I know they're all non-superwash. If you want to buy it, if you want to knit something with it, feel free to drop me a message on Instagram or leave a comment below, and we'll do you a deal on that one because I don't know what base it is. But yeah, so that's been the month of May so far for me, end of April and May. It's been busy, it's been fun. I'm enjoying the nice weather that we've started having. I hope you guys are getting nice weather wherever you are as well. And I think that's all I've got to share with you today. So a short one, just like me. But yeah, I hope you have been finding things that bring you joy this month. If you do want to check out my Etsy shop, as I said, link below, and there is 10% off if you spend over £70. But yeah, so rather than ramble on and bore you with what I've been doing with my plants, or what I've been propagating and what I've been playing on the bees with, I'm going to leave it here. I hope you have a very enjoyable rest of your month, and I will catch you next month. Bye.